Alright guys, another day is over and pretty quiet day here for the market. So we got all kinds of momentum over the last couple of days as the daily squeezes for the SPY and the Q firing to the upside, but pretty uneventful day here today. The SPY down about, call it a little bit more than 0.5%, and then the Qs, which were the clear standout yesterday, flat on the day. We go sector to sector here. Finance was down about 2%, the energy sector was down about 1.5%, the industrials down about 1% and change, the transports down about 1%, utilities down about 1%, and then consumer discretionary flat. So sector to sector, nothing looking all that strong today. However, there are a couple of names here that did make good moves. Fortunately, had a position in a couple of them, one being Chipotle, starting to fire this daily squeeze here. So locked up gains this morning on the put credit spread, and then Spotify, same thing over here, guys. Big day firing the daily squeeze. So locked up those profits this morning into the strength. So what we've seen this week is that anytime the indexes are in a daily squeeze, and then you can find individual stocks in daily squeezes, once the indexes fire, the general statement, guys, majority of those daily squeezes for the individual stocks, they're going to follow suit and do very much the same thing. So some of my personal trades and trades that everyone in the group has been hitting here, things like Chipotle, just a really nice daily squeeze. Things like Adobe, just a nice clean daily squeeze. We had Spotify, a nice daily squeeze. There was Salesforce, which was a nice daily squeeze. And what else did we have? DocuSign, there's another one that we locked gains on yesterday, but some nice daily squeezes here over the last couple of days. So let me show you guys this spreadsheet here. And as I mentioned, closed up a couple of long positions today. So closed Chipotle and got rid of Spotify, locking in gains there. And that leaves me right now with the only open positions being my call credit spreads on the Qs. Got two sets of those, one for the 23rd and one for the 30th expiration. So far, guys, closed a little bit over 4 for the week, just about 12 here for the month. And we'll see how the call credit spreads go. And with a choppy day in the market, those are holding up pretty well. So at this point, as the days kind of go by here, assuming the market doesn't just continue to rip higher and higher, we should start to get some good premium coming in. So on the 23rd, I took advantage of the big old premium that we've seen the last couple of days, and I sold calls up here at 308 and bought the 310s as protection. And then on the October 30th expiration, sold the calls at 304 and bought the 309s as protection. So both of those spreads, guys, up here above the all-time highs. And at the moment, I'm sitting here tonight, 20, 30, 40 minutes looking through charts, and there's nothing sticking out to me. Now, there are a handful of good-looking setups. Say, for example, you got Visa in a really good-looking daily squeeze. We got everybody's favorite, Tesla, starting to set up on the daily squeeze. And there's, strength and all kinds of other stocks, but we're rolling up on earnings right now. So unfortunately, guys, we kind of got two issues, or at least personally, two issues I'm faced with. The names that are looking really strong right now, they have earnings next week in the next couple of weeks. So a bit difficult to get a swing trade on with the earnings approaching. And then there's the names like Amazon, Apple, Zoom, Peloton, etc., etc. The Rokus, names like this, which for me are just way too extended at this point. So I'm not looking to chase names that are super extended, that have already fired the squeeze and made that 2 to 3 plus ATR move away from the 21. And then I'm also not trying to get wrapped up in earnings. So unfortunately, this kind of leaves me, guys, with a bit of a sit and wait mentality. We'll see where the market goes from here. Going to continue to hold the positions there for the call credit spreads on the Qs. But as far as attractive setups right now that I'm itching to jump into, just not all that much. So it might be a couple of weeks here of kind of being patient, letting earnings go by, letting some of these extended names hopefully come back down to earth, and then just looking for high probability income trades all along the way. So the only setup, guys, that I'm really interested in right now is Restoration Hardware here. So you got a really beautiful trend that's held up perfectly. You get the big gap on earnings. Now we got a nice daily squeeze, looking like potentially wants to make a move here and test that all-time high. So the only thing about Restoration Hardware, we tried taking a position today during the live stream during Power Hour, but the issue here, guys, is if I could just type correctly. Issue with this one is, guys, you got a pretty nasty spread on these puts. So to get a put credit spread, you're going to have to kind of go out a little bit further to expiration, probably to the monthlies. Here's where the spread gets not perfect, but a little bit better. So that might be your only option. And even if you're thinking about going naked, it's something to take into consideration. You look at, next week's, the October 30th, not the prettiest looking options. So something to keep in mind, guys, but a limited opportunity set right now. And to me, that means we need to be patient. As traders, we know what our go-to pitch is, and what we find over time is that we trade consistently and we really move the ball forward when we have the discipline to sit back and wait for that go-to pitch. So I'm not really looking to force the issue, guys. I'm going to continue to hold those positions there on the Qs, and then just look for high probability opportunities to get some good profits coming in while we wait for earnings to pass and while we wait to see what the market's next move is. So pretty good start here to the month of October. And remember, guys, I'll put the link to my Twitter in the description so you guys can get the entries and exits in real time. But, decent start here a couple of weeks into the month of October. So when you get a good start to the month, you want to continue to be disciplined. Don't get the mindset that you've got, call it house money to play with, because that's your money, not the house's money. So I'm going to continue to be patient, guys, see what the market brings us, but I'm feeling like maybe for a couple weeks here, might have to take a step back and be really patient until earnings is over. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully you're taking value from these videos, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.